Well, for me, the biggest issue, I think there's more than one, but the one that I'm on is public education. It used to be in America. I don't know if you know this, but you should know it, that the foundation of democracy really is free public education, free public libraries. As simple as that. If you need an educated electorate and they need to be able to go somewhere and read a book in order to be smart enough to choose candidates. That's at the bedrock of it. Now, in Cambridge, the mayor is also chair of the school committee. So I, for 6 years, chaired the school committee. So they also said, oh Lord, they've elected him the mayor. He doesn't know anything about school. So that's the wrong thing to tell me. So I was going to show, and I gave it all I had to give. But I really think that in most school systems, particularly in urban areas, all the attention goes on to, why are all the students at the exam school white or Asian or not Black? And that's the whole discussion. You never hear, well, what's happening over in the other 20 high schools? I mean, you don't hear a peep about it. You wouldn't, this is a story in Boston, you couldn't name them. So we in Cambridge have one high school that is a public high school, the Cambridgian Latin School. And we have the highest per pupil expenditure of anybody in this state, which is nearly $40,000 a student, which is incredible. But for our poor students, we have the same outcomes that you have in the direst urban circumstances. So I kind of devoted my energy to how can we get public real educations to those students. And at one point, you had to learn a lot. So thank God I had 6 years to learn. The job of the superintendent in whatever system is to make whatever she's sitting or he's sitting on top of look good. So the superintendent is going to tell you it's good, no matter what. That's a tap dance job. They got to make it look good and make sure you don't see what's really going on. So my antidote to that was I, as mayor, decided I was going to interview every member of a senior class. So on every Friday, they went to this trophy room and they brought them in 15 minutes each. We said, did you take the SATs? What schools did you apply to? Where did you get in? And, if you had to advise incoming freshmen how to succeed in this school, what would you advise? And the last question was, did we fail you? And I learned that under that roof, we had several schools going on. Mm. We had one school where kids' English wasn't their first language, and they came and we did a great job getting them together. We had another school where kids said, well, I go to school with the friends of my children, of the friends of my parents' friends. And I wrote my college essay, My Haitian Friends, and I got into Stanford, Harvard, and Yale. And I'm in AP Bio and AP History and AP this, and I went on the French trip or I went on the Italy trip, and that's my track. And then you have this other group of largely Black, brown, and in Cambridge yellow students who their big question was, how many credits do I need to get out of here? Okay, and that was the population that I wanted to focus on. And that's the population the nation needs to be focused on because they are most of the people. And we are doing less and less well. And the terrible secret that nobody is telling you is that all these wonderful immigrant children that we are admitting with their parents to the country, when they are legally here and in public schools, the cultural mashup that's happening is permitting too many of them, largely the boys, but often girls too, they are beginning to adopt, and this is a Cambridge story, but I'm sure it's true in many other places because it was in Cambridge, which is not all that bad a place to be brought up. They don't have respect for adults. They don't have respect for parents. All those things that you kind of assumed, you could say, well, don't you want to be a young lady? And they would look at you like, what are you talking about? So my point is, there is something going on in public schools and in poorer society in America everywhere that we all should be much more attuned to and be helping.